Okay, well, you've heard a lot of the reasons why this, the Neah Bay tug is important. I wanted to add one more, and that's purely safety. I mean, there's a lot of fishermen and other boats out there on the water, and if we don't have a vessel that's able to help deal with some of these big ships that lose power or whatever, then it can become a real safety issue also. You know, I'm a reborn environmental champion. I want everybody to know that, you know. And what are you laughing for back there, you know? And after years of working on this tug issue, and many calls from my congressman saying we are having trouble getting it in the federal budget, let's put it in the state budget, and we've been able to patch things together. This seems like really a win-win solution all the way around. First of all, because of the new federal legislation, it sounds like this cooperative is going to be required to provide this protection anyway, and prevention is so much better than just cleaning up the spills after they happen. And of course, we always hear that private industry does everything cheaper and better and more efficient, so giving it to this private co-op ought to save us money in the long run too. So I really think that it's an all-around win-win. We'll have this vessel out there to help prevent the spills because we'll be catching those ships. By the way, I believe something like 80% of them are not oil tankers, correct? They're just cargo ships that have had a problem. And as with everything else in our budget, if we can prevent the problem the first time, we're going to save a lot of money than having to pay for the mess later down the road. And I guess it's my duty to introduce Senator Kevin Ranker, who we often, where is he? Right back there, right there. Yeah, okay, always behind me. Because we've had, he's just a freshman. I've been here, this is my 25th year in the legislature, but we've had multiple arguments about who has the most coastline already since he's gotten here. Yeah, I'm going to get GPS out and measure it. And but he's obviously been very involved in these ocean issues. In fact, we've seen him down in our district way before I even knew who he was. But he's very concerned and very active on this, and I think he's been a big help with this legislation. So, Kevin, there you go. It's the best I can do.
Thank you, Senator. I want to start by thanking you, Senator Cantwell, for your leadership on this issue. I also want to thank Governor Gregoire for her leadership on this issue, and I want to point out that I don't believe the legislation we have today would be able to be moving forward with the momentum that it has without the leadership of our senator and our governor on this matter. The Neah Bay Rescue Tug, as you have heard, is absolutely critical to the protection of our natural resources, to protection of our economic resources, and to protection to the community, the protection of the communities that depend upon those resources. My bill in the Senate and the companion bill in the House take a new look at this. As Representative Kessler said, in these economic times, it is not okay to be putting the burden of the protection of our natural resources on the taxpayers of Washington State. I believe very strongly that we need to put the onus on the industry that proposes that risk. It is critical that we make tough decisions in these tough economic times. And I believe that we must move the onus from the taxpayers. We're talking $3.6 million a year for many years now. A total of just over $16 million has been paid by the taxpayers of Washington State for this Neah Bay Rescue Tug. Move that onus over to the industry, again, that poses that risk, so that we can make better decisions with regard to other very difficult things coming down the line. We want to fund education. We want to fund mental health. We want to fund senior service programs. We need to be looking for money anywhere we can find it. And I believe now is the time to move this, and I'm very pleased to have Senator Cantwell's leadership and the governor's leadership positioning us for this momentum.